Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. Today we are going to be having ourselves what should be an epic match, as in the bottom right hand side of the map we have got none other than TY. TY is he's that treat that you don't have all that often, but is good every time. He's just such a darn good StarCraft 2 player, and you feel that whenever you're watching TY, he's always performing well. And so taking on TY is going to be none other than the menace, Serral. Serral, the Finnish phenom. You guys know who Serral is if you've watched StarCraft at all. Even if you don't watch StarCraft, you might have heard that some Finnish boy went around and won a bunch of tournaments beating all the Koreans. And so, yeah, it's fun to be casting Serral. He's not someone that I cast too often because obviously on the channel, I try and have a good diversity of players, and I know that everyone and their dog is going to be casting Serral and such. So I thought, you know what, let's dive into one of these games though, as it has been a while, darn it, and I just want to watch some Serral play. I do feel that I've been a little busy lately, so I haven't been able to watch as much StarCraft as I'd like, which is a bummer. So yeah, I'm just glad to be able to do that while yammering on to you guys. And so, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this game, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and smash it. If we can hit 50 likes on this video, that would be truly amazing. And of course, if you do enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure to join the Bell Gang and leave a comment of gibberish in the description down below, as it does actually help with the YouTube algorithm. Now, this game is looking rather exciting because the openings are going to line up in a way that I'm not quite sure, to be honest. We've had Serral go for an early pool here, much earlier than his hatchery, based on the timing you can tell, whereas TY has gone for a rather extreme build himself. He's completely forgone the Reaper and has gone into double Marine off a reactor right away. Like, he literally spent his Reaper money on reactor money instead. And so we've got TY starting up this Marine production, gonna have 2 Marines out, all the while Serral, he's waiting for this Reaper to come out so he can sneak his Zerglings into TY's base. But instead, TY has gone for his completely own alternation of a Terran opener, and this isn't something that you see too often. Like, I know that sometimes Terrans will skip a Reaper, but right into a reactor, into an expand, it's an odd way to go about it. Now, this Marine for TY could be in trouble, as it's going to see these Zerglings. It's going to hightail it, but Serral not actually paying attention. However, Serral's going to have 8 Zerglings against TY's 4 Marines. I'm not sure on the exact math on this. TY starts kiting back. The Lings for Serral are getting us around. TY is stutter-stepping those Marines, but that's only so effective against Lings. Fortunately for TY, he does get those 2 Hellions done. He gets the depots raised in time, and things that could have been bad are just eh. I mean, TY did lose four Marines, 200 minerals worth against Serral, who just lost about 125 minerals worth of units for that. So good trade for Serral. He might have been hoping to get more with a sneaky, quick speed build like that, running into the natural. And he was unable to do so, though. And now TY, with his Hellion production, will have the map control. TY has no anti-air to speak of, however, and Serral is coming in with an Overlord that's basically just going to see everything, see the starport, swapping on over. And TY is looking to just put pressure on Serral with this Medivac, get a Hellion drop or something like that off, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. All the while, Serral already going for a counterattack. These good Zerg players are always queuing up counterattacks, but this seems a rather ambitious one. Serral instead putting it all on his Queens and Wall in order to hold back these Hellions. He's got some more Lings in his main there, though, to defend this, while investing in this counterattack, forcing TY to micro with his Hellions. Serral didn't actually get anything done there, though, so spreading himself a little bit thin, but then still having an adequate defense. Unfortunately, not getting any damage done with that counterattack, so TY and Serral both looking rock solid at this point in the game, and that is exciting news, as I want a macro TY Serral game. Now, we've got Serral, he's getting up a lair already before the 5-minute mark. Probably going to be mutas, as that's what you expect from a player like Serral in this sort of meta. all the while TY is actually going for a Raven. Interestingly enough, you got that tech lab on the starport making Serral maybe think, okay, it's going to be a Banshee or whatever. No, it's going to be a Raven, which is going to be a very handy tool at cleaning creep. This probably indicates that TY is going to want to keep his Hellions alive throughout this game, just poke and prod, get onto creep and stuff, wait for his third command center to build and kick the production off. And so this is a nice build for TY in the sense that he's going to be able to apply pressure to Serral. As I say that he might be keeping his Hellions alive, TY actually completely changes it up, thinks about diving on in, but then heads on out once he sees the Banelings. So maybe that still is the intent. TY trying to create chaos, as his Raven actually went out for some auto turret harassment. Unable to find much damage yet, however, one drone's gone down. Yeah, TY just testing Serral, but finding nothing. And just getting up his third base behind this, his tank production going up, his Rax production. He's got his 2 eBays done, and then we'll probably see Rax 4 and 5 soon. So pretty standard macro opening from these players. Serral just playing pretty darn rock solid, having that expert defense as usual. TY letting the Queens get some rather significant shots off on his Raven. A good Queen transfuse, however, keeps that Queen that TY almost picked off alive, and so this little exchange was going good for Serral, as he's basically been able to damage the Raven, which is gonna make it rather flimsy. It could be picked off easier going on later, so TY can't use it as effectively to clean creep. Really has to back out of there because the Raven's obviously injured. And yeah, just Serral looking rock solid. He's got units pretty much defending everywhere. 1-1's on the way for TY. Serral's getting his own Evos up, however, Spire's on the way. TY is getting up his third base. It's looking like a pretty normal macro TvZ, which I think favors Serral a little bit, because of course Serral is just such a macro god. But at the same time, it's not like it's a bad spot for TY, but then generally when you think of someone playing against Serral, you think, okay, you probably need to get some damage done in the early game, even if that's nearly impossible because of his perfect defense generally. Now, this is where TY is going to take it to the next level. He's got an armory on the way, he's got his Hellions coming forward, the Raven too. Raven was not repaired notably and is moving forward to the Queens. He's got to be so careful with that. But TY is looking to make a tank Hellion push work. He's getting on top of the Queens, targets the Queen that was was about to escape. So great choice there by TY, showing how on his feet he is right now. Now with Combat Shield, he's pushing in double auto turret, forcing the Zerg player's hand just to cancel his base. Serral could not commit with those Banelings into those auto turrets. Would have made it a really tough engagement. So all of a sudden, TY is finding damage done this game, cancels the hatchery, gets some tumors, really does a blow to Serral. Serral immediately starts expanding, realizing that he can't skip a beat, has to keep this going, so he throws up a fourth base to the left. He'll probably take this space once again fairly soon afterwards. You generally want to try and cover your losses by making up for it a little bit there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Serral take that again. There we go. We have 1-1 now on the way for Serral. TY's is about to finish up, so he may sally forth once more. He's also got those Hellions now into Hellbats. Get as much efficiency out of them as possible. TY, while this is going on, though, now does have to get ready to deal with Serral's mutas. So he's throwing up turrets. He's positioning his army well. A good Zerg player, or a good Terran player like TY, pardon me, should be able to repel Serral's mutas. But it's not that simple, as Serral's just going to be all over. With the Lings, it becomes very messy trying to split your army appropriately to deal with this. And so we see Serral now coming into the natural. TY all of a sudden out of position, looking for a big push. We'll see if there's enough to defend back at home for TY. Does he have the production he needs? I don't think he's going to, based on how many Lings and the mutas here. TY might just have to come home, and I think he's going to. He needs to stim home to come back in to clean this up. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs here, trying to repair the turret to anchor down the mutas there. We see Lings are actually targeting down the turrets by Serral's hand. This is looking like a lot of damage done to TY though. 13 SCVs getting killed off, and this is just Serral's brilliance, being able to get on in here, catch the Terran player off guard, and find a beautiful window that completely gave him control in this game. It might just look like TY had to take a stroll home. The answer to that is absolutely not. TY completely had to abandon his push. Serral's had free reign for a minute or two now at this point, which is absolutely huge in Starcraft. This tank also was left here in TY's hasty retreat, and thus Serral has been able to secure up his fifth base. He'll probably squeeze out another round of drones soon, feeling confident based off the fact that he's defended, he's got a rather large army, I expect Serral to go up to 80 drones probably in the next few seconds or something like that. 2-2's on the way for TY, so he is just macroing up himself. That is one of the impressive parts of TY's play. It doesn't seem as big of a deal for TY versus other Terrans if he's got to sit back and play the macro game, because he is very good at that. And yeah, now let's take a look. Extra racks going on up for TY, so his production is kicking off, and oh boy, Serral is going hard on the drones, just gonna cap off his supply with basically drones. Then he'll start spending the rest of his money, since he can't really make more units as he's supply blocked, in on just banelings. It'll be banelings, banelings, banelings for days. TY's trying to repair those turrets, but they are no match for these mutas. Based on the fact that they're 17, they've already got +1 attack. They chew through turrets, and oh boy, Serral's gonna find the eBay TY, pardon me, quick to repair it. But oh man, Serral is not just gonna be sitting back saying, yeah, I'll just defend my muta harass TY. There's a big second step to this getting planned. TY gonna have to deal with Serral rolling forward, probably with 40 odd banelings or so. And this planetary fortress that belongs to the Terran is not gonna be looking too good. TY's just running his army all around, but it seems impossible to be everywhere at once. So we see Serral coming towards the third, but there's the trigger pulled. He's now coming in towards the fourth. It's a lone siege tank and like a lone marine trying to defend this position. TY loses 9 SCVs to the banelings. Probably going to be a few more being lost. TY was able to push Serral away from his third. The mutas didn't secure much damage in the main, as TY did keep a significant portion of his army there to defend it. The mutas of Serral going to fly over TY's marines. Even Serral not expecting that trap, losing 4 or 5 mutas. Not going to be cheap to replace. He can absorb a loss like that, but he's going to have to maybe take a step back for a second. This TY now lets put the pressure on Serral. He's got his tank set up. He's got his Raven. We'll see how well he utilizes that. If the rest of TY's reinforcements can get here before Serral forces the fight, that would be huge. And as a matter of fact, TY's reinforcements cutting off Serral's flank there. Anti-armor missiles cover the Zerg army, meaning Serral's not going to be able to take a fight. No way, as this is just looking way too good for TY if an engagement happens now. So Serral just says, fine, I'll counterattack. I'll shut down the fact that you're trying to resecure up your 4th base. TY's also got a 5th base on the way, notably. TY's bringing back some of his army. He got the 5th base of Serral, and he's happy with that. And that's not bad at all. I mean, keeping a Zerg on 5 bases as Serral is securing up this base isn't bad. It's much better than the Zerg being on 6 bases, even if it's not as significant of a jump compared to say a 3rd to a 4th, a 5th to a 6th. The Zerg, once they've got 6 bases up, it feels like they've just got absolute control. So TY keeping the pressure on Serral in that regard is great. He's also got a small portion of the army here. He's going to want to take this to the next step at some point, so he's moving out with Thors and Marines and Medivacs. Got to be careful though. I mean, it is easy to missplit up your army. It is easy to missplit up your army, have too small of a force, and then the Zerg can capitalize on it and crush it. So we do see TY combining these sort of two armies, which is very significant. And then he's also got a solid defense towards the north here. So I am really loving how TY is playing this game. He is one of those Terrans. He's just going to continue to get up more production, get his upgrades going. We'll see if he's going to throw out more command centers soon. It is a big step for him to get this base up. For now, though, he's really just locking down this location, even building the PF off location. He just says, I need that as a PF now. Hold that thought, though, as an engagement is occurring towards Serral's 5th base, and Serral basically just got this base up, so it's rather significant, and TY's making this fight look really close. If the Terran with his Thors is able to push in and kill this base, that would be huge. Serral doesn't have a lot of anti-Thor right now. Like, when you've got mainly just Banelings and Mutas, Thors actually pose a rather large threat. Serral with his Banelings is forcing the Marines back. The Lings and Mutas do swamp the Thors, and TY is pushed back. TY is going to say, right, I got to make something happen now. So he's going to push towards Serral's 5th base. He's going to have to micro those Marines very well. The Raven's still alive 14 minutes into this game, by the way. TY's got to split his army. He's doing it as well as he can, but maybe stayed near that hatchery a little bit too long. Unable to get the hatch just yet, and is forced back by Serral. TY, with his constant production, does have enough of a force down here that he should be able to repel a counterattack, I feel. That doesn't mean Serral's not going to try a huge Widowmine hit. Maybe going to make Serral change his mind there as we see another mine shot go off. These mines getting ginormous shots off on the Zerg force. Serral, while this is going on, has been casually cruising at 89 drones. He has kept his 5th and 6th base alive. That's rather significant, although as I say that, TY going to pick off the 6th base. Serral, though, Still flushed with cash, getting up an Ultra Cavern, 3-3, Adrenal Glands, gonna keep that Zerg ball rolling. Serral's looking for a big counterattack. We'll see if TY's ready for this. Lings and Mutas, the main tool here to defend this is going to be the mines for TY, as this is just overwhelming numbers coming once again. That's actually beautiful positioning on the Widow Mines. Going to get some great shots off on the Lings, and then a Thor to help deal with the Mutas. This attack of Serral might actually be crushed. All the while, TY is actually pushing towards the north, getting on the creep. Serral's Baneling count has fallen so far, and all of a sudden, TY has a beautiful defense against Serral's counterattack, and TY is pushing on in further. Burrowing Mine, stepping the Marauders on creep. He's got the Ravens, so the Tumors are all being killed off. TY, though, will make a very mature decision. I'm getting all excited here, saying, go, 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 TY. No, he says, now's not the time. I'm going to pause. I'm going to wait for these mines, maybe shuffle my tanks forward in a second, and just secure up this base in the bottom left. TY also still has this planetary fortress here, so he's doing all right. This is where it's going to become a little bit more difficult, though, for the Terran, as the Zerg player is now starting to get up towards these Ultras. Ultras make it a lot harder to split your army up as the Terran. You need to have very precise numbers. TY is probably going to have to start leaning more on Marauders as well this game, because 1 or 2 Ultras will deal with a small squad of Marines. So you really got to split your army. While the Widow Mines are getting some good shots off on the Zerg force, these 2 tanks have been abandoned once again. TY being a total pain, gonna burrow a mine where Serral's attempting to take his 7th base at this point, as he has snuck up this one with the rich gases, although he's not mining there yet. Serral's gonna be looking to crack this planetary fortress. TY doesn't have building armor yet, which could be significant here, and the Marines just splitting away at the very last second. Serral trying to avoid the mines as TY's trying to avoid the Banelings. Both players kind of get off lucky there, and now we see Serral getting up that that anabolic synthesis. Gonna have these Ultras looking good. Oh man, what a TvZ. And there we have it, a Ghost Academy now going up. TY also preventing Serral from getting up the space, could very well set his sights on expanding towards these locations in the future. All the while, he's also pushing Serral's base up towards the center left here. I mean, he's taken great trades, even against these Ultras. The Bio just abusing these cliffs. These rocks are huge for the Terran. TY is moving out on the map, though, and I think this might be where he's stepping a little too far forward. The Widowmine doesn't get the shot it needs. He's retreating to his tank cover, but the Ultras and Lings are pushing this force back. With the Mutas in tow, TY just needs to skirt. He needs to get back to his PF, boost those medivacs, get on away from those. All the while, though, TY looks to be taking a much better engagement towards Serral's 6th base. This one Ultra should be enough to just clean this up. The Marauder will handle it. And so TY might keep his foothold here, which is actually rather significant. I didn't even see. I think there was some burrowed Banelings there. Raven's still alive in this game with a casual 18 kills, auto turrets going off. The Ravens somehow avoiding those friendly fire Widowmine shots too. But here comes in the Ultras of Serral. TY is going to be getting pushed back. Banelings rolling forward here. All the while, TY just being an absolute monster, pushing towards the north. Once again, Serral has not been allowed to get a foothold there, but this is where it's becoming a little bit concerning as Serral crashes into TY's 5th base, able to bring that down. TY is going to have to reestablish that right away. He's actually electing to float over his main. TY hasn't been able to get up a pocket of spare orbitals. It's just not easy to do that against Serral. So we see TY having to boost away with all of his army, getting away from those... from that base with a solid kill, and all of a sudden Serral is just barely hanging on with really one mining base at this point. I feel like TY is not going to let Serral get up to 6th base, and the Zerg player could very well start to run out of gas after that soon. TY's also been able to squeeze out 4 ghosts in the midst of this, and honestly I feel if the Terran just sits back and cools for a second while trying to keep pressure on these bases, he will be sitting pretty, as yeah, if the Zerg can't re-secure these bases, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So TY, he can kind of take a step back now, maybe. Just look for really good engagements, and I think that's what he's doing right now, stepping out onto creep, wanting to bait Serral into all the Widowmines. Ghosts trying to land snipes, although friendly fire Widowmines kind of make them disappear. There is a lot of Ultras here for Serral. TY's landing snipes. He's got so much bio as Serral goes forward off creep. I'm not sure this is the engagement the Zerg player wants. Ultras are falling, but there is a lot of them. Serral still with 5 Ultras out on the map. Gonna potentially lose another 1 or 2, though. We'll see. And this is where it's becoming really scary for Serral. I mean, he's down to 15 Banelings. His ultras are a little bit softened up. TY's got such a force, but I think TY may have overstayed his welcome there. He's trying to split his army as well as he can, but splitting against ultras is not that easy as if they're in your face, they're in your face. TY, though, retreating, kiting excellently. Needs to target down those last 3 ultras. If he can pop those off, it would be huge. Serral gets pushed away by the Widowmines, and this game is going to continue on. TY still sitting good, but sitting in a vulnerable position. His 5th base really is his lifeline at this point. That's just an orbital command. Serral has bought himself by taking these fights, these bases towards the north. Once those are online, say, if he can keep him unhindered for a minute, that would be huge. And the reason why I said TY needs to target down these ultras, Serral just transfusing them, basically getting 3 new ultras, despite them all being on the verge of death. A cute Widowmine drop by TY, getting an alright connection, I think. But yeah, the transfuse of Serral getting these ultras fresh is actually huge when this game is so close. Every little thing like that matters. I mean, Serral would be down another 20 supply had those ultras been picked off. Instead, all of a sudden, he's just got the tools he needs to really keep TY off his back for the next minute or so, and thus he's been able to get these bases up, and I'm really starting to get worried for TY now, who's having his planetary fortress even bullied. It looks like he's probably going to be just putting it all in on one last push, it seems, for TY. I mean, yeah, abandoning this base towards the north. Maybe he's thinking he can expand left if he needs to, and he is floating over a command center, but this is where the Terran's position becomes very volatile. And yeah, let's take a look here. Serral coming forward. He's got the ultra. Snipes are going to go down enough to pop off one of them. A great start for TY. If he can take a bit of a slower engagement, get more snipes off, that would be huge for him. But then again, if he takes a slow engagement, we're looking at a Zerg player who's just so tenacious when it comes to taking more bases. Like, you think Serral's ever hungry? He just took that base again, and now he's looking to take this base too, not skipping a beat. He did lose this location here, but he's still sitting so pretty. Killing off TY's base towards the north allowed him to take this base very confidently. Meanwhile, TY moving north with a small squad of army is going to have a real tough time once a few Banelings and Ultras step forward into this. The Widowmines can maybe get some alright connections, but this is a rather big disaster of an engagement for TY, losing mines, a lot of bio alike, and now he's just being pushed back towards his 3rd. Serral is actually going to pursue this army, so TY is going to have to get more forces here. Oh man, this is looking real troublesome for TY. He's trying to make a push work, stepping onto creep with his ghosts, has to evacuate everything though, and it seems the Terran player may have overextended a little bit there with that push. He felt he needed to do something, but Serral with his ultras and Banes was able to just shut that army down, and now he's really got the momentum in this game. The Terran going to lose his 3rd base to the Mutas likely. Does that get popped off? If TY can save that base, would be huge, but it looks like it is going to burn down. 18 SCVs have fallen. I'm looking real concerned for TY right now. He's basically going to have to put it all on one huge fight now, as Serral's economy is just so darn good. TY has secured up this base here, so he's still technically mining alright, basically 2 base saturation. Not bad. Not great though, and he is stepping forward. If he can kill off this base that belongs to Serral, maybe he can turn the heat up. It's looking real tough for TY now as he steps onto creep once again. Does line up some snipes on an ultra, gets some solid hits there, softening it up. Can he land a few more? It looks like the answer is yes, that ultra is finished off. However, Serral with 4 ultras remaining still is going to be able to push TY away. And this is the scary part. Serral with a clutch infester. I didn't even see that he made an infester. He had just one, lands a beautiful fungal on the Terran army, and it looks like he's just going to crush TY here, pushing the Terran player back. TY has got a lot of Marines, but he needs more than Marines against ultras. That's just not going to cut it. And if TY loses this space, he'll be in so much trouble. He's trying to micro his army as well as he can, relying on his Widowmine safety net, but this Ultra's just going to town here, just nomming on SCVs. The bio is being microed so hard by TY, but even if he gets the best trades in the world, he's still losing out as there's simply such an economy for Serral to back this up. The Terran army can be microed as much as possible here, and it's not going to matter. GG gets called. Serral takes that game. What a match between these two. Hot damn. That was a beautiful game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, which is linked down below. Consider becoming a member. If you want to really help out the video, hit a like, leave a comment in the description down below if you're a Serral or a TY fan, or you just like Starcraft. If you don't and you made it to the end of the video, you probably do now anyway. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is LaughNgamez. Have a good night, everyone.